Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about the Google platform and specifically Google AdWords. So this is definitely, a bigger, mature platform, but it's very different from any of the platforms that we've covered. And it's something that you should really study, and it's something that you should really consider the mechanics of the platform before you start running traffic. It's great for people who are selling physical products who really know a specific pain point or a specific desire of their market. And you should know that specific pain point and you should know that specific desire enough that you can actually predict, what your market is searching for, what they're Googling, what they're typing in to the search engine. So let's get started. Like I said, AdWords is an entirely different animal. Why? Because we're actually catching people in the moment when they're Googling, when they're actively looking for a solution. So instead of thinking about this necessarily as how do we, sort of scream out a message and make someone aware of us and make someone aware of a pain point or a benefit that they might be interested in, with AdWords, these people are already in the awareness and maybe even the evaluation stage. They could be researching, a specific product or solution to a pain point that they have or a benefit that they're trying to achieve. So you have to keep that in mind. With AdWords, we're a little bit further down the funnel, right? They've already indicated by their search terms, that they do have this pain point or that they are looking for this specific end result. On platforms such as Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, they're more like radio or TV. We're interrupting the audience, and not that that's a bad thing, but we're hopping in there and we're saying, hey, we're here, we're showing up, we're a pattern interrupt. We're appearing, in their news feed or in their Twitter feed or on the right-hand side of their LinkedIn, and we're broadcasting a message. Whereas with Google, they're already there expressing a pain or desire through keywords that they search. You have to think of Google as more of a seeker network, right? And if your business falls into that, if you have specific solutions, to people, what do I do if I have a rash? That sounds a little weird, but if your product is the solution to that pain point and your product has a specific solution that it gives people, then Google is a great place for you to advertise. The key, again, is really to create a compelling ad, to put that ad in front of the right people, the people that are searching those keywords that are most related to the pain point or the benefit that your product or service provides. And you'll be able to generate really high quality leads and customers. Now keep in mind that AdWords is probably going to be more expensive than most platforms, but you're getting really high quality leads and customers. You're getting people in the heat of the moment if you do it right. Because they are showing a specific desire or pain point and they're actively searching for it, it's totally fine to run, traffic to cold and warm offers and even hot offers on AdWords. We have keywords, that we bid on, like how do I create blog posts quickly? And we will actually send them right to a landing page to opt in, even though they don't necessarily know us yet. It's okay because we have a specific solution to their problem, and we're appearing right there, in the Google results when they're searching for those keywords. So, like I said, even though they may have never heard of you before, they're actively searching for a solution. So it's a little bit different than with Facebook or Twitter or the other platforms where you do need to introduce yourself and you do need to give a bunch of value up front. We do still send AdWords traffic to blog posts and pieces of content in order to pixel. But anytime we can get one of our offers, one of our lead magnets, in front of people who are searching for those pain points, we're golden. We're excited about that. So a few things to note about the platform. You only pay when someone actually clicks on your ad, which is great. That helps control your budget. There's a big opportunity here for geo-targeting for local businesses. If someone lives in Austin and they're searching, for wedding dresses, AdWords is a great place for you to be as a local business. You can really get in front of people who are actively searching, for your product or service in the place where your business is actually located. This can be used for segmentation on national and international campaign levels too. Even if you're selling internationally, it's very smart to segment a campaign down and speak to a local audience. If you sell lawnmowers all across the country, it's still smart to set up campaigns in different geo areas so that you can specifically speak to that market. So instead of just saying, hey, everybody in the US, here's this lawnmower, you can, show up in results for people in Atlanta looking for lawnmowers or people in Austin. It's a great way to segment your targeting. Your CPC, CPL, CPA, whatever your goal is, right? It can be very expensive, just like I said, but it's important that you decide on a goal before beginning a campaign. AdWords isn't a platform that you just get on to run some traffic and test your market. You could spend a lot of money and it could be very expensive. So, unless you're a business where, people are searching again for the specific pain point, the specific end desire, or unless you're a local business, I would definitely test other platforms first and then bring your offer over to AdWords. So knowing your target audience has never been more important on a platform. What are they searching for online? That's what you have to figure out with AdWords. So when setting up your first campaign, it's best to start with the search network. And it actually says search network only. That's what you'll choose. And feel free to include search partners, which is like AOL and Ask.com. This will ensure that you're just showing on Google and AOL and Ask, and a few other networks that don't have their ad platforms. So they use the Google to sell their advertising space. So this is really the easiest way to start. It's the best way to start. You won't get confused. So just something very important to note. Make sure that your first campaign is, search network only, and you can include the search partners because your market might be on AOL. They might be on Ask.com. So a few things to note about location targeting. So this is obviously dependent on your business. If you're a local business, you'll want to stay in the radius of where you sell your product or service. At DM, we have the 4 countries that we know most of our buyers live. And so we'll separate those 4 countries into separate campaigns because you'll see much different results and different pricing in different countries and different locations. So there are really 2 main ways to target people geographically. So you can target a specific state, metro area, county, congressional district, city, or zip code. And yes, you can target multiple states, multiple districts, multiple cities, or zips in one campaign. But keep in mind, that's the first way you can really target people geographically. You can also do a radius around a specific city or zip code. So, if you're a local business or you're selling in an area, but that, you're selling wedding dresses and people are willing to drive a few hours to get to your store, then you can do a radius of, X amount of miles that you feel people would be willing to travel to your store via location targeting. So for example, a tax attorney based in Omaha may target the entire state because they're licensed to help anyone who lives in Nebraska. Just to help you guys, really conceptualize this. Like I said, a bridal shop in Atlanta, you could target the entire Atlanta metro or radius because brides are likely to drive anywhere to find the perfect dress. An auto repair shop in a suburb of Dallas may want to target the city their shop is located in and maybe a few surrounding cities to get, hyper local neighborhood business or, to offer hyper local neighborhood discounts. An electrician who only serves clients within 50 miles would obviously use the radius targeting because he's only willing, or he or she are only willing to travel 50 miles. So when it comes to choosing a bidding strategy, you're going to want to manually set your bid for clicks because you want to be in control, right? It's best to start with a default bid of $2 to $3 until you're able to really dive into the keywords and see how competitive they are. Obviously, if you're a DUI attorney in LA, you might be paying, $60 for a click. While, a pet care in Danville, Kentucky, you might be paying 10 cents a click because the competition is really, really low. So a default bid of $2 to $3 a click, that's very reasonable. It's a good place to start, but you will have to look at the competition on the keywords that you're targeting, right? The cost is very much going to depend on the inventory and how many people are bidding on those keywords. You're definitely going to want to set a daily budget also. That's the option there, and that way we can really control how much spend is happening. So now let's talk about planning your keywords, right? So what are we going to bid on? What is your target market searching? How can you get in front of them? Get in the mind of your target market. There isn't a more important time than this. Check out your avatar sheet. What are the pain points? What would people be searching? People in your market, what would they be searching on Google that would ultimately lead them to your lead magnet or your product or your service? So a few things to keep in mind. Number one, you're obviously going to want to enter keywords related to your business. So, wedding dress, wedding gown. You can use a tool like Google Keyword Planner and type in wedding dress and wedding gown, and it's going to produce a list of, other related keywords. Digital Marketer has a tool called FreshKey that you could also use. It works with Google and it will return other keywords that are related to the ones that you feel are very specific to your business. If you don't really know where to start even with the keywords, then I would use spy tools like iEspionage, SEMrush, or SpyFu. I think all of them have free trials on their website. And what you can do is search competitors or search other people in your niche. See which ones are running AdWords. And a good way to do that also is maybe you type in wedding dresses in Atlanta and you see the companies that are, see who is running AdWords on Google, right? Look at the top, look at the side there on Google, and then look those companies up on these spy tools. And that will give you a lot of insight into the keywords that they're targeting, and it will really help point you in the right direction. So different kinds of match types for keyword targeting. This is very, very important. So the first one is exact match. So this match type means that someone has typed in exactly your keyword. So remember when we talked about the keyword targeting in Twitter? This is very similar, and I want to make sure you guys understand this. So it's really designed, you designate exact match by putting square brackets around a keyword. So like this, if you wanted to target lawn service. So you're saying that you only want people who are typing in that exact keyword. So the only time your ad will appear is for lawn service. That is what exact match is. Another is phrase match. So phrase match is when your keyword has to appear in the same order as it appears in your campaign in order to trigger your ad. So this is designated by quotes around the keyword like lawn service, right? So if you have a phrase match keyword lawn service in your AdWords campaign, your ad could be triggered by things like Best Lawn Service Austin, Dan's Lawn Service. So lawn service is included in the same order in their search, but it's not an exact match, right? They can have other words. So keep in mind also that, with phrase match, your ad would not be triggered by lawn mowing service, right? Or lawn and landscaping service. Phrase match keywords would not be triggered by those search queries because the words lawn and service do not appear in the same order as they do in the campaign. So you'll notice that, in the first examples, lawn and service are side by side in the same order, where at the bottom, lawn and service are in the phrase, but they're not in the same order. So that is phrase match. So another matching type is broad match, and I really recommend not using broad match unless you really, really know what you're doing, because Google will show your ad for similar phrases and relevant variations, and this could get a little broad, right? So this includes plurals, misspellings, for example, solar panels. The keyword, your queries could be solar system, right? So, if you're selling solar panels, you don't want to target kids who are looking up solar systems for their science project, right? Keyword math tutor, that could trigger on math teacher, safe private tutor, math tutorial. So you really see where we're going here. The broad match is very broad, and in terms of really wanting to make sure these ads are specific, that's usually not the best match type to use. So broad match modifier is a little bit better, right? It falls between the broad and phrase match in that you have more control. It works, you put a plus sign in front of your keywords like this. So that would indicate you want to use broad match modifier. So DUI, attorney, Dallas. So what this tells Google is that the keywords with the plus signs in front of them have to appear in the search query in order for your ad to be displayed, right? So you have to have all of the terms appear where, we saw the keyword solar panel brought up solar system. If we would have put a plus sign in front of solar and a plus sign in front of panel, it would have populated or it would have never brought up the term solar system. So the words can appear in any order in the search query string. So, and other terms can appear before and after or in between, but both, or not just both, however many words you have in the keyword, they're going to need to appear for Google to show your ad. So misspelled and plural versions can still trigger an ad here on broad match modifier. So writing ad copy. Here are some tips for writing ad copy. And actually, AdWord ad copy is easy to use or easy to do. You know their pain point. You know the specific end benefit that you're offering. So writing your ad copy just needs to depict that. They're already searching for this. So make sure that your ad copy just clearly describes the solution that you're giving them. You don't have to worry about, the more intensive ad copy like Facebook, where you really have to hit a pain point. You really have to draw them in. You just need to tell them exactly what, that you have the solution. Get right to the point. You don't have to convince them of a problem or a desire. So some ad copy tips. Know your goals. What is the ultimate action you want someone to take? Do you want them to call? Do you want them to download a report? Do you want them to buy? Your ad should reflect exactly that. As always, make sure you have a call to action. Tell people exactly what to do. Do you want them to download your free report? Do you want them to click to your blog post? Do you want them to order today? Use your keywords in your ad. So this has a few key benefits. First, it helps with quality score, which is like relevance score on Facebook. It helps to tell Google that you are doing a good job, that you are putting relevant ads in front of a relevant audience. But also, when the keyword someone types in Google appears in your ad, it will be in bold font, and it will really make your the text of your ad stand out. Ask a question. So question often, capture people's attention more than a statement. So instead of get rid of termites, if they're searching how to get rid of termites, try termite infestation ? Instead of experienced and insured plumber in St. Louis, try looking for a reliable St. Louis plumber. Obviously they are. They just search for a plumber in St. Louis. You can reference holidays and local events. So if your ads mention upcoming events, they appear more timely and really more relevant. Numbers. If you use numbers like a price, percentage discount, ROI, they break up the words, letters, and really make your ad stand out visually. It also adds specificity, right? So anytime you can add specificity to your ad copy, no matter what platform you're on, that's going to absolutely help. As always, speak to your prospect's pain. Why are they searching in the first place? Do they have a leaky faucet? Do they want to lose weight? Is their business going under? Make sure that you're giving a solution and you're really speaking to the pain of, whatever they're searching for. But again, this doesn't have to be as extensive as it does on a platform for Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. Really focus on that solution you're giving them. And obviously focus on benefits. People don't want to know what your product does. They want to know what it's going to do for them. So whenever you can, focus on outcomes and not, just the technical specs or explaining the product. People want to know what's going to happen because of the product. So just to show you guys an example, here is an ad copy for Boston Landscape Designs. And you'll see on the right-hand side, you'll see the side ad and the top ad there. So the headline, Boston Landscape Design, right? Speaking to exactly what it is. Giving a special, fall special. So this looks timely. There's adding a little scarcity, right? It's going to go away. Save 15% until 9/30. We're adding some numbers in there. We're adding a date. We're adding scarcity. We're adding specificity. Award-winning firm. So we're adding credibility to the ad there. Call today. That is the call to action. And then some links to the URL. You can see AdWords are very easy to set up. It's very simple. The copy is simple. It's almost related to LinkedIn in terms of producing this ad copy. But just keep in mind, keep it simple. Speak to, whatever the result is. What is the result that they're trying to get from their search? Make sure you add specifics, any discounts, any way you can relate to the audience more and really stand out. But most importantly, make sure you're putting these ads in front of the right people so that they're most likely to click and so that you're most likely to generate the highest quality leads and customers for your business.